Hi, Anthony here from West Coast Custom Concrete. Today's video will be more of a demonstration than a review. This is an SQ35. It's a 550-pound breaker. Max from American Alliance called me and they wanted to double down and hook me up with another breaker and do another video of it. But from the last one I did with the S70, I did more of a review. This is more of a demonstration where it pretty much speaks for itself. There's a lot of reasons why I would put this breaker at the top of the heap of any breaker I've used. For one, it's lighter. Number two, it has that shock system in it where you don't feel any vibration. You don't rattle your tractor. It's a 550. It hammers straight through it. I mean, it just goes right through it. You can see this for yourself. This is about a 1,300 square foot driveway with rebar in it. What I'm doing is I opened it up and I see where they tied the grid, and I'm hitting it right on the grid and just knocking the concrete off of it. The ones that are on it, I'm not too worried about because I'm really methodical the way I demo and do stuff. I know exactly how many loads when I look at it. I know how I'm going to stage it, where I'm going to load it from, which parts I'm going to take in big pieces, which places I'm going to break up here. So I'm just breaking this up here, and I'm going to take the walkway and the side of the house in big pieces. I just break it up, and the horizontal piece, I'll expose it, and I'll just hook it with the breaker, and I'll snap it to relieve the pressure on it so it unlocks it, and I can just go through it much easier. In this breaker here, I don't think there's a better 550-pound breaker. This is a mid-size um, skid steer with a 550 on it, and I don't think you need a bigger tractor or a bigger breaker to do just about anything with it. I mean, I come out here by myself. I single-handedly come out and do these by myself. This is like 1,400 feet. I have nobody out there. I just do it myself. It takes me 3 or 4 hours to break it and load it. I'm just breaking this up here, and then I'm going to start loading it out and stage it and grade it the way I want to do it. I know it's just under 2 semi-loads. So here's a Susan here just going right through this. So I have a SQ20, which is a breaker for a mini S70. And this is an SQ35. It's for a mid-size tractor. It's a 550. And the size up for a bigger tractor would be an 850-pound breaker, which Susan also makes. I think it's an SQ40. So we're just continually breaking this up. Once you expose the rebar, like I was saying, you can go right on the grid and hit it right on it. And then I reach over and I punch a lot of it off the rebar. You just got to be careful you don't get impaled or hit. I actually put goggles on this one when I was loading it. I just had a bad vibe. I never wear them, but for some reason I put them on. And I'm just breaking that edge off because the rebar is horizontal right there, and I'll just hook it and snap it with it, surge forward. It's a good technique and good way to do it. I've seen guys with pallet forks saw cutting it. So stupid. They got like 5 guys out there. Once somebody shows you how to do it, just because the way you were doing it, you can. I would take the advice and figure it out. This has got a point on it. I usually have a chisel bit. I've never used a point bit. At first, I didn't really like it. It slides off because the other one I can just lay it right on it. I don't even have to lift the tires. But this chisel bit would kind of slide off. Then I started getting used to it. I think it needed to get a little more worn in. But I started to really like it. It goes through it pretty good. I would stick with this bit. I never used one before. So I left the last little piece in there because I know it's 2 loads. And when I load this load and he's gone, I'll take that piece out because I don't want to back up and bottom out and ruin the city curb or something like that. Because it's happened before. So there's the man. Here's a walkway here. If you break this walkway up into pieces, you're going to end up hand loading it or push into the house. So I'll just take the walkway in big pieces like this and I'll throw it on the bottom and I'll drop it and break it. And I'm putting it in the truck and I load the rubble and the broken pieces on top of it. So I'm staging it because it's exactly 2 loads. So some of the big ones I'm going to put on this truck, and some of the big ones when he comes back I'm going to put on the bottom of the next load, and I'll get it all on 2 loads. You just use a regular bucket. I've always had a tooth bucket. I've never used a smooth bucket. I've never even owned a smooth bucket. You just got to be careful, lift it up and get up under it. You got to kind of bounce it up. There you go. So you just take the walkways and stuff where you methodically look at it and wonder if you break that, you're gonna have to end up hand loading a lot of it because it's gonna push into the house. So that way I can just do that. But the driveway had a lot of rebar and stuff, so I just broke it all up. I did this in probably under 4 hours, 3 hours. I just come out here by myself. My guys are other places. Pretty good for a concrete pumper, huh? Here we go. Here, just continually loading it up. He's up there telling me where to put them. And then they had this footing with these funky blocks on it on here. I couldn't believe. I thought they were just a block sitting in the ground, but they actually had a footing on it. So I'm just gonna move these things out of the way and pop them out of the ground. They just pop right out of the ground. They're not anchored to anything. So now I'm just gonna pop them out and stage them in the front yard and line them up. So when I put the bucket on it, I can just grab them. They're pretty good footing for just a block sitting in the ground. I don't know the significance of them or why they're on there, but nevertheless, they were on there. But when you watch these videos on YouTube, I mean, you can see who the best on there is and how to pattern it, what equipment to get, and how to go about it. This is pretty much patent the way I do it. It's money the easy way for doing hard work. And he's coming back. I'm all done, so I'm just going to break that edge out and push it into the pile on there. And I'm going to line the pile up longer where I can just plow into it and get it. And this breaker here is just, this is the best breaker on the market. I'll put Max's description. His name is Max from American Alliance. I'll put him in the description if you need a hydraulic hammer of any size or any pounds, probably from 250 to, I don't know, he's got them up to 2,500 or something, whatever you want. The S70 breaker, he's got a bunch of those in stock, 4 or 5 of them. The SQ20s, I think. And he can hook you with this breaker too. This is all you need here. You don't need pallet forks. You don't need a saw. You don't need nothing. This is the setup you need. And whatever tractor you desire, whatever controls you like. If you don't like these controls on the case, the pilots, or you like the Bobcat, buy whatever controls you like, because that's what you're going to be on every day. I just get used to whatever tractor I'm on. It doesn't matter to me. I just got this tractor because the arms were thicker and I brake a lot. And I snapped the arms on a couple of Bobcat brake skid steers. And they don't go down to the frame. When you push, they're flexing. They don't go flush against the frame where you're pushing with the whole machine. See, I didn't break this side. I just broke holes, separated it, so I could just go in there and grab it as I went. And this is the second load here, and I just got to clean up, and I'll be pretty much out of there. I got to grade it out because they're going to pour the driveway. This is my friend Greg Johnson's house, the guy with the cement truck, and he's going to pour it all the way to the wall. So I got to cut that dirt down and stockpile it somewhere. I'm not hauling it today. I'll just get it the next day because the next day when I come and set it up, I'm just bringing my S70 to regrade it when Javier puts strings up and stuff. I just rough it in today and I get out of there. Be careful loading them like this in big pieces because if you tilt the bucket back, the piece will come back on you. If you tip too forward at the wrong time, the back end will flip up. There was the ones off the driveway, those footings I was grabbing. So with West Coast, you can see an A+ operators, equipment, concrete pumps, a crew. You get a good idea of what you can run. Now I'm just going to grade this in. I'm going to flatten his front yard out. There's a new walkway, a paver walkway going in there, and the rest is concrete. It'll be a really good video. I'll have it up probably in a week or so. I opted to show the concrete bench and the diamond groove after this job. I have it all filmed up. I just got to put it up here. So many people want to see that concrete bench again. So I'm just going to flatten this out for him and then hose it off to keep the dust down when I'm done. I'm going to grade it out. I'm just going to eyeball and cut it because that whole side slopes up by the wall. I got to cut all that dirt back. But I don't want to cut too much out. But I'll have the S70 here the next day to grade it. And Javier and Milton. And I set it up. And Juan, I think, was there. I can't remember. You're getting the grade here. This is going to be about 17 yards, I think, to pour back. I calculated that. I think it's 16 and a half, so I'll probably get 17. Thank you very much for watching The Best in the West.